Dr. Johnson was the founder and chief executive of a private student loan company, Reunion Student Loan Financing Corporation, before assuming his official role with the department. Is that correct?
That probably is correct.
Yes, it is.
Let me just interject. And
I would like to continue.
And I would like to make clear that
we'll give you some time. I will get to it. Thank you so much.
The individual you have referred to is not part of the acquisition or procurement team.
Ilhan Omar walked into that congressional hearing ready for a fight. She had her notes, her headlines, and a camera crew waiting for that viral gotcha moment. Her target, Betsy DeVos, the woman she accused of corruption and backroom deals. But what Omar didn't expect was calm precision. As she unleashed accusation after accusation, DeVos stayed cool, unshaken, and then delivered one single line that shattered Omar's entire argument. The silence that followed said it all. The ambush had failed, and DeVos had just turned the tables in spectacular fashion.
Countless news sources have reported on the conflict of interest that run rampant through your top aides, especially those advising you on higher ed and loan servicing. When responding to questions about these conflicts, you have failed to adequately convince Congress and the American people that these conflicts do not interfere with the billions of taxpayer dollars flowing from education to corporate interest. Today, I would like to better understand your decisions for selecting aides and ensuring that their conflicts do not harm taxpayers. Last May, 4 of my colleagues on this committee sent your general counsel a request for information about conflict of interest surrounding your $2 billion next-gen loan servicing solicitation. Given that this solicitation is given, I would like some information about the team that's leading it. Does Dr. A. Wade Johnson, is he the one that's spearheading this solicitation?
Dr. Johnson is head of the Next Gen Initiative.
All right. According to New York Times investigation, Dr. Johnson was the founder and chief executive of a private student loan company, Reunion Student Loan Financing Corporation, before assuming his official role with the department. Is that correct?
That probably is correct.
Yes, it is.
Let me just interject. And
I would like to continue.
And I would like to make clear that
we'll give you some time. I will get to it. Thank you so much. Dr. Johnson was also the executive at the two financial services companies, First Data Corporation and TSYS. Additionally, Dr. Johnson was hired at least one other TSYS veteran, Mr. Patrick Fox. Have any of Dr. Johnson's previous employers bid on elements of next-gen solicitation?
Congresswoman, all of my staff, all of my team at the Department of Education and Federal Student Aid has gone through their ethics process, has taken and takes their ethics obligations very seriously. We don't have conflicts, and we will not be conflicted. We have continued to have a robust screening process, and can stand and be very resolute about that.
So given that there is about $2 billion per year in taxpayer dollars flowing through this program, will you commit to releasing communication between the procurement team and any of Dr. Johnson's former employees?
So all of the procurement is walled off from the rest.
That would just be yes or no. Would you be committed to releasing any communication between Dr. Johnson and his employees?
Not to releasing internal communication, but the procurement team is walled off from the rest of the team, and the procurement process is very definitely prescribed as to how it has to happen.
That has not clearly answered my question. The federal acquisition regulations have a section on conflict of interest. It states, the general rule is to avoid strictly any conflict of interest or even the appearance of conflict of interest in government contract relations. While many federal laws and regulations place restrictions on actions of government personnel, their official conduct must, in addition, be such that they would not have no reluctance to make a full public disclosure of their actions. You seem to have reluctance to make a full public disclosure of the actions of the head of the department's largest single procurement team, despite there being obvious appearance of conflict of interest. How is your denial to release communication in line with extremely high conflict of interest standards that's required by federal law?
The individual you have referred to is not part of the acquisition or procurement team.
Okay. But we need the communication that is happening between the procurement team and the employers of Dr. Johnson.
That process is walled off from any other process.
Ilhan Omar walks into the congressional hearing room like she's ready for a fight. Cameras are rolling, the room is tense, and the stage is set for what she hopes will be her big viral moment. She adjusts her microphone, locks eyes with Betsy DeVos, and begins. Countless news sources have reported on the conflicts of interest that run rampant through your top aides, Omar says, her voice firm. When responding to questions about these conflicts, you've failed to convince Congress or the American people that these conflicts don't interfere with billions of taxpayer dollars. It sounds powerful. It sounds damning. But what she's doing is a political setup. She throws out vague claims, no specific citations, and expects the pressure alone to corner DeVos. Omar narrows in on one name, Dr. A. Wayne Johnson. She paints him as the symbol of corruption, noting his past as founder of a private student loan company. To her, it's the perfect narrative, private industry insider now controlling a government loan program worth billions. But DeVos doesn't flinch. She doesn't argue. She doesn't get emotional. She just calmly responds, "All of my staff have gone through their ethics process. We take our obligations very seriously. We have no conflicts." Omar interrupts. According to the New York Times, she presses, Dr. Johnson was the founder and chief executive of a private student loan company before assuming his official role. Is that correct? DeVos nods. That probably is correct. Omar pushes harder. Have any of Dr. Johnson's former employers bid on elements of the next-gen solicitation? DeVos replies, still steady, all of my team has gone through their ethics process and takes their obligations very seriously. We will not be conflicted. You can feel the tension rise. Omar's tone sharpens. Will you commit to releasing communications between the procurement team and any of Dr. Johnson's former employers? That's the trap. She's not asking for oversight. She's asking for private internal communications, trying to bait DeVos into looking like she's hiding something. But DeVos doesn't bite. All procurement is walled off from the rest, she says. The process is prescribed by law. Omar, visibly irritated, quotes from federal regulations about avoiding even the appearance of conflict. She accuses DeVos of reluctance to make a full public disclosure. The room tightens. And then it happens. DeVos looks directly at Omar and says calmly, the individual you have referred to is not part of the acquisition or procurement team. Silence. Omar blinks. Her argument just collapsed. The entire line of questioning depended on the idea that Dr. Johnson could influence contracts. But he wasn't even on the team that handled them. The cameras catch it, that split second of realization. Omar tries to recover. The public believes there is a conflict, she stammers. But the damage is done. The public belief she's referencing is the one she just tried to manufacture in real time. The hearing moves on, but the moment is already viral, not for the reason Omar hoped. Betsy DeVos didn't just defend herself. She exposed the attack for what it was, political theater. That's the difference between outrage and composure. Omar wanted a headline. DeVos delivered a lesson. That facts, not feelings, win in the end.